Parker fight, I think it's a good fight. Parker's on a bit of a roll. He's just beaten Martin Bakole. That was a great knockout. I know Bakole was flying in late from the Congo and he was tired, but that shot on the top of his head sent his equilibrium and he got stretchered and he got ironed out. It was all over the place. The fight had to be stopped. So although it was a good win for Parker, he's not going to get great credit for it. But do I want to see Parker in the ring with Usyk rather than Dubois against Usyk? Listen, if Dubois still got the IBF, which he has, if Dubois got the IBF...
Carl Froch didn't hesitate to stir the pot when discussing a potential showdown between Oleksandr Usyk and Joseph Parker. He's intrigued by the matchup, especially after Parker's recent dominant performances. But there's a twist. Parker is on fire. His knockout win over Martin Bakole was a statement. No one saw it coming. A perfectly placed shot to the top of Bakole's head completely threw him off balance, leaving him no chance to recover. Despite the impressive victory, Froch wasn't ready to give Parker full credit just yet. He acknowledged it was a solid win but argued it wasn't the type of performance that would make everyone rush to crown Parker as a top contender. Still, he raised an important question when discussing a potential U.S. fight. Should Parker be the one to face Usyk, or should the focus be on Daniel Dubois? That's the real debate. Is Parker ready to challenge the pound-for-pound king, or does Dubois deserve the shot? The suspense is building. Froch also didn't hold back when discussing the politics of the heavyweight division, particularly the WBO's potential moves. He questioned whether the organization would strip Usyk of his title, with rumors swirling that Parker could be next in line. Froch laid out an interesting scenario. If Parker gets his opportunity, he could face Usyk for the belt, setting up even more drama down the line. The winner would likely have to take on a tough challenger, further shaking up the division. However, one thing remains clear. If Usyk and Parker do step into the ring, Usyk will be the heavy favorite. His skill, tactical brilliance, and experience make him a nightmare for any opponent. Parker has momentum, but will that be enough to shift the balance in the division? Or will Usyk once again prove why he's the undisputed king? Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Frank Warren is likely scrambling, desperate to convince Parker to step aside so Dubois can take the shot instead. The politics of boxing never...
Frank Warren is probably going round to Team Parker right now, begging him, please, please, Joseph, please, Joe, let my little nephew Dubois, let him get an undisputed fight, please. I beg you, Joseph. I'll do anything. I'll give you £5 million. Hell no. Fuck no. Joseph Parker's like, hell no, Frank. Nah. I'm a warrior. I want to fight the best. I ain't taking no fucking side.
Never stop. And this latest chapter is just getting started. Carl Froch didn't hold back when discussing the heavyweight division's latest shakeup, particularly the brewing drama between Oleksandr Usyk, Joseph Parker, and Daniel Dubois. He's intrigued by Parker's rise, especially after his statement-making knockout of Martin Bakole. That finish was brutal. A perfectly placed shot to the top of Bakole's head sent him tumbling, leaving no chance for recovery. Parker's momentum is undeniable, but Froch wasn't ready to shower him with full praise. While he acknowledged the win as solid, he questioned whether it was enough to make Parker the clear choice for a title shot. That brings up the real debate.
Should it be Dubois or Usyk? Why don't they step up and let him fight? But listen, I don't pay the money. It's not my, it's if they want that. But I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think Joe should be given his... He'll get a fight.
Should Parker get his shot at Usyk, or does Dubois deserve the opportunity? The suspense is building, and behind the scenes the political maneuvering is in full swing. Frank Warren is likely scrambling, desperate to convince Parker to step aside so Dubois can get the fight. You can almost picture him pleading, urging Parker to take a back seat. But Parker, being the warrior he is, has no interest in stepping aside. This isn't about money or side deals for him. He wants to fight the best, and nothing will steer him off course. While Warren may be working to carve an easier path for Dubois, Parker remains focused on one thing: the world title. He's put in the work, earned his place, And
Joseph Parker in the immediate aftermath called out Oleksandr Usyk, and for me personally, if ever there was a guy who deserves a world title shot, if ever there was a guy who deserved a crack at Oleksandr Usyk, even though Daniel Dubois is a champion, for me, it's got to be Joseph Parker.
Is ready to take on the toughest challenge in boxing. The heavyweight division better brace itself. Joseph Parker is coming for the top, and not even the best efforts of those behind the scenes will hold him back. Parker has done more than enough to prove he deserves this opportunity. His dominant performance against Bakole left no doubt about his credentials. Bakole, a dangerous heavyweight many would avoid, was completely dismantled by Parker's precision and power. Now, the question remains: who deserves the shot more? Parker isn't waiting around for politics to decide. He's ready to step into the ring with Usyk and prove himself against the best. The heavyweight landscape is shifting, and Parker is determined to be at the center of it all. The politics of boxing continue to push other names ahead, disregarding Joseph Parker's consistent success against elite competition. Sure, Daniel Dubois holds a belt, but when it comes to proving yourself at the highest level, Parker is leagues ahead. The real question now is...
Wording that then insinuates that you believe that Oleksandr Usyk is going to give up that belt and therefore Joseph Parker will be upgraded from interim champion.
My understanding is that he may do that, but he may choose Joseph Parker. He's got the option to choose Joseph Parker over Daniel Dubois as well. That's the option it gives him. And there are talks going on, I understand.
Whether boxing will reward the rightful contender or let behind-the-scenes deals rob Parker of what he's earned. If fairness prevails, Parker should be next in line. No debate. But will his clash with Oleksandr Usyk be winnable, or will he be outclassed? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, Adam Catterall didn't mince words when discussing Usyk's next move, dropping a bombshell that had fans buzzing. He suggested that Usyk might be on the verge of vacating his title, a move that could see Parker elevated from interim champion. The implications are massive. As Catterall pointed out, Oleksandr Usyk, the undefeated Ukrainian virtuoso, has never backed down from a challenge. After cementing his place in boxing history as the first undisputed heavyweight champion in over 2 decades, he has now set his sights on Parker. In a bold move, Usyk officially called out the former WBO champion, offering him a shot at the title with a direct challenge. If Parker wants his shot at the WBO belt...
Let's now get you some updates from the world of boxing, where heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk has been ordered by the World Boxing Organization to begin negotiations for a mandatory title defense against the WBO interim champion Joseph Parker, a decision that could end Daniel Dubois' hopes of a rematch with the Ukrainian. The WBO announced on Thursday that Usyk, who also holds the World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association belts, has a period of 30 days to reach terms for a mandatory title defense against New Zealand's Parker, or the governing body will call...
I'll give him that chance. On the other hand, Parker has been on an unstoppable tear, dominating the heavyweight scene with 6 consecutive wins, including a brutal knockout of Martin Bakole. But Parker isn't just here to compete. He's aiming straight for Usyk's crown. "This is my time," Parker declared, resolute in his mission to dethrone the reigning champion and reclaim what he believes is rightfully his. This fight is set to shake the very core of the heavyweight division. Usyk's flawless technique and cerebral approach in the ring will collide with Parker's savage power and relentless aggression. Everything is on the line. This clash has all the makings of a true classic, a battle that could change the trajectory of the division. Now, the heavyweight world waits on edge, eager to see which of these titans will seize the moment and cement their legacy at the top. This is the defining fight both men have been waiting for, a chance to carve their names into history. Johnny Nelson didn't hold back.
News overnight, the WBO have ordered a mandatory world title fight between champion Oleksandr Usyk and former world champion Joseph Parker. Parker beat Martin Bakole last month to become interim WBO champion after Daniel Dubois pulled out of their world title fight due to illness.
Yeah, that's right. There was a lot of talk that Usyk was going to fight against Daniel Dubois, wasn't there? But it looks like he's going to have to fight fight Parker. They've got 30 days now to reach an agreement for this ordered mandatory defence. Otherwise, the WBO will order purse bid proceedings. Now, yesterday, as we said, Usyk and Dubois, we told you, were in talks over that, what would have been an undisputed world title fight. And Wembley was being discussed as a potential venue, but we will see if and when and where Usyk Parker
back when discussing the state of the heavyweight division, and his words hit hard. He pointed out a glaring issue. Daniel Dubois, not Joseph Parker, was the one who pulled out of the previous fight. Yet somehow, Dubois is still being handed another shot at Oleksandr Usyk. Nelson called out the decision as fundamentally flawed, arguing that Parker, the fighter who showed up, put in the work, and delivered, should be the one getting the title shot. Parker never flinched under pressure. He took on the toughest challenges head-on and earned his place as a rightful contender. Meanwhile, the decision to give Dubois another opportunity over Parker raises serious questions about fairness in boxing. Nelson made his frustration clear. If the sport truly valued dedication and merit, Parker would be the one stepping in next. The real question now is whether boxing will continue rewarding fighters who step back when the heat is on, or finally recognize those who fight through adversity. The stakes have never been higher, and the future of the heavyweight division hangs in the balance. What do you think? Should Parker get the shot he deserves? Like, comment, and share your thoughts on this controversial decision.